and make sure it's working. Ah. Now I'll try that again. All right, thank you very much. That was in the key of F minor flat, G over F flat minor. The person who kicks off the second half is called the last word because they kick off the second half and then they also conclude the second half. Antoinette Payne is that person for this evening. Give her a nice round of applause here as she comes up here.
I'm going to make sure this is right for you.
There we go. Is that good?
That's good.
And let me frame you.
Thank you. Okay, some old, some new.
Just get really close.
Okay. Even if you're an omnivore, laughter takes us where only the ordinary sprinkle seeds of intimacy flirt with comfort. Even if you're an omnivore, decade connections blossom, holding longing, desire, bliss, nothing at risk, frequently being here.
Maybe take a minute.
Yeah, hold on just a second until the chaos subsides.
Is this made?
I guess, was that a sports fan?
110, 102 Warriors.
Oh, okay, that's why the sports fan is. Okay, so let me just get this down. Okay, now give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Reset everything. Woo-hoo! Hey, that's better than the first time. I love that.
Even though you kind of got the first stanzas anyway. So even if you're an omnivore, laughter takes us where only the ordinary sprinkle seeds of intimacy flirt with comfort. Even if you're an omnivore, decade connections blossom, holding longing, desire, bliss, nothing at risk, fearlessly being here. Even if you're an omnivore, we could dance this last moon before twisted, aged roots wither, turn to ash. Even if you're an omnivore, friends turn to lovers, cloud disappear, opens to light where miracles turn somersaults, carrying loss, tending to grief, backside of love, where suffering takes turns, even if you're an omnivore. Irish setter with her man jog morning fog, red hair flows like cinnamon tea from brimming pot, step down street smart to pungent earth, invigorated pine needles crush past lives, creature-bound connectors, synapses store ancient pause, feet in rhythm, spring from trail to easy extension, rainbows carry sea of souls, witness anchors plunge, from time to timelessness, death reconsidered like that setter's flowing ears, fanning fires of no return. Father-owned Paris cafe above noisy bar where simmering stews, omelets, and fresh ground coffee greeted every new day. He was just 6, told to stay out of the way. 2 brothers stepped down mossy stone steps to dark cellar where supplies were kept, crate of glistening white, brown, gray-green shells. Fresh eggs sat like gems obscuring all else. With no thought to consequence, the older threw eggs at younger, who deftly dodged them, retaliating with an advantage of slippery stone, yellow-yolked floors. Very soon, both boys were covered in cracked shells, sticking to bare legs, arms, faces. Their laughter, heard by customers eating above, brought their father downstairs. He smacked yolk to his forehead, in a heavy French accent said, "If you think this is funny, take the 3 left, go upstairs and cook them." Small boy, future chef, made fluffy, tasty, perfect omelet. Father sold it. Drifters broke bonds, lose track, long gone. Childhood friends explore, move away, it's natural. Virtual screen ties ribbons to us all, reuniting this place that we go for hearty backslaps, hugs, joy. Where possibility stirs my heart, virtual sex lives in clicks. Chicks find love far removed from the hood. Beautiful people get rejected somewhere else, but here, counterfeit copies pose smiles in selfies, mirrored disguise. Look for roots through ancestry, give away secrets no longer under radar. DNA database uncovers cousins or candor where paternity lies. Millions in colored cups, condensed in cities, scattered under rural night skies. Forget their source, love created self. A strolling sword finds her way home, trust in sure footing, darkness descends, balance lost, motor scooter travels Europe in narrow streets, turning each corner with faith, beat, beat. Lost alley, dodging bullets, relevance subsides into now. Days tumble forth, tourist seduction calls, suddenly by surprise, we are old. It has mostly worked out.
Antoinette Payne, ladies and gentlemen, she'll be back to close out the second half before your very astonished eyes. See? See that? That was great.
Oh, good.
All right. And
What's her name again?
Antoinette Payne, not P-A-I-N, P-A-Y-N-E, right?
Yeah, P-A-Y-N-E.
All right. And now, Tommy Avicolameca, give her a warm round of applause. You can go bit. Come on! I haven't seen this guy since the last time.
I know. That's too long of a time.
I know.
So, this is Pride Month. I'm going to read two things that are kind of related to the topic of pride. The first one is to Mia Gomare. And if anybody knows Southern Italian, that means my godmother. Mia Gomare. I don't need a no goddamn a man. That's what you said at that wedding when they tried to fix you up with that chicken farmer from Sicily. He followed you around all night and even came to the house with flowers to ask you out. You were Mia Gomare, my godmother. I felt like your son. I think Mama was jealous. You lived with us for many years. I slept in your room, in that house where there weren't enough beds. You worked 50 years at GE. I often waited for you on the front marble steps or by the living room window until I saw you getting off the trolley at the corner with your box of cannoli. At that store on 9th Street where you bought your gossip magazines, you always let me pick out a comic book. You didn't notice that the guy behind the counter looked at you the same way the chicken farmer did. For my 14th birthday, you brought me to the Sound of Music. The following year to the New York World's Fair for a day. It was my first time on a train. I got scared when we went into a tunnel. I still have the button with the ribbon and the small globe at the end of it. It's faded and tattered, like so many of my memories of you. We shot a roll of film that day. None of the pictures turned out. Though when I glimpse at the negatives, I can see images. That's the way it was between us. There was always something hidden beneath the surface. After I came out to the family, I wanted to talk to you. The words kept getting stuck in my throat. I decided it was yours to tell, not mine to ask. When I heard you were dying, I never went to see you. I thought there was more time. In the back of the church at your funeral mass, the guilt settled in my heart. It's still there. And this one is a poem directed to those folks who have criticized me because I call myself queer instead of gay. And sometimes I even call myself faggot. It's called Those Words. I was branded with them. those words, the ones I now use to name myself. You say they offend you. You say I should use something more polite. As far back as I can remember, they were mine to claim. The nuns knew. They never once admonished classmates who hurled them at me, like the boy who stabbed me in the arm with a sharpened pencil and yelled, "Faggot!" Sister was at her desk a few feet away. She never looked up at us, but she heard. The nun who told Mama I acted too much like a girl never uttered the word queer. She didn't have to. I knew what she meant. Do you know that the shame grew in me like flesh-eating bacteria until I stood in the bathroom with a razor blade in hand? I didn't want to die, but I couldn't go on living. After I came out, they became defiant words. I remember walking down the street holding a man's hand, and when someone screamed faggot, I snapped back, "That's Mr. Faggot to you." Words do have power, but so do we. Power to take them away from those who use them to make us powerless.
Thank you, Tommy. And
We're doing a show this Sunday. I'll pass around the flyer.
pass around those flyers. Ed, my cue.
Ed, my cue.
And then Van, Gypsy, you're after Ed, and then we have Clyde, then Owen, then Sharon, the co-host of the evening over here, who's keeping me under control.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharon.
She said sort of under.
Fast.
All right.
Herding cats.
Yeah, with a hot butter or something. Give this man a round of applause. They didn't get a round of applause. He deserves everything he gets. Well, no, wait a minute. All right, Clyde.
I'll add to what Richard Sanderell said about Peter Kenichi Yamamoto. He would have been 64 years old next month, and he died recently. And there were a couple of days of memorials in Japantown, and he was a very fine poet, an activist, and the son of a poet, and a very fine poet. Judith is. He's my friend's son, and he was very active in the I-Hotel stuff. Back when he was just a kid, maybe 20 years ago. When he was 20 years old, maybe 40 years ago. But he died, and he would go 4 days a week for liver cleansing. He had to do that. But at any rate, I have a few little pieces for Peter, who they're just short. Well, that one's a little longer. I'll read this one first. They sort of tie together, it seems like. Stranger who is me. Now resting time, but yet I seek beyond twisting, continuing, turning, and then back forward. Not a beginning. What was here again returns. There became green here. My atlas spoke other climes. There wasn't a painted world. No thought of looking back. Further, higher I traveled, turning, then back, forward. My road remained here. I think the world of it. Or why paint this hero range? Many here's, many roads, and there. Here then, there remains of what I gave my heart to. this stranger who is me. This piece was more intentionally for Peter, but it doesn't say it is, but I'm telling you. It's called Water-Worn Pebbles. Embers of moonstone, opal fire, polished beads, glitter, schiller shine, adularescence of feldspar, the pale bluish luster with pearly reflections, where the interference of light at junctions of internal structures flutters back to the surface. Butterflies flitting, ruby-throated hummingbirds darting about the low, bat-faced cupea bush with its scarlet-eared purple tube blossoms, chocolate ruffles, pewter veils, velvet nights of the Heuchera saxifragiaceae silvery lavender, a tiny bee swooping under the blousy overgrowing red dragon for the blue-gray sea holly, life that is made here and there, revealing and disclosing, sharing cost, price, value, and braving the present. Another little piece, and then one other. This one is called in 6 lines. From the back of the turtle, to be young and not know what's coming, exceeding our reaches but not our overreaching. Memory is often a documentation with some parts highlighted to such an extent that much rests and fades away to the backs of the turtle, who holds up the universe within each of our worlds. And finally, a great music. This is bitter, time is brief. Friendships passing, time's the thief. Life is bitter, this is brief. Passing friendships, surpassed by grief. Time is liquid, each sunset renews our floating leaf. Actions matter, thoughts matter, all flow into a great final music. Thank you for Peter Yamamoto and his wife.
Can you spell out his name down there exactly? I want to make sure I got it right. Okay, all right, thank you. Who's next here? Van Gypsy. Give her, she's new. This is her first time. Come on, I don't hear that. Animal noises, clapping.
I was hoping you guys would.
Is that Van Gypsy up there?
No, I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Alright, so I'm gonna play a song, change it up a little bit. This is about a dog. My dog Loki passed away a few months ago, and so I wrote this song for him. Don't feel bad, he had a great life. We travel in a van together, so it was great.
couldn't notice her instrument. It's an unusual
It
instrument.
was slightly out of tune actually the whole time, but this is a banjolele. It's basically a ukulele, but it's got a banjo head, so it's got like a steely sound to it.
There we go. So just very cool. I
Do some
thought.
bluegrass stuff.
Banjolele. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. Let me see next.
Baby has a baby.
Oh, Clyde Alway!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come on, step right up, folks. Come grab us on the front row seat. Hold, they're going fast. You don't want to miss this. Yeah, it's time for another exciting installment of the Clyde Always Show. With me, your always clever, always handsome, always charming host, Clyde. Always, and I ain't no common carnival barker. I am the Bard of Glory. And Danny Brady, come on down. You are the next contestant on The Price is Trite. And
The price is trite?
Trite.
Oh, sorry.
Pipe down, you.
Okay.
And we're back with a showcase expressly for you, full of wonders of all different sizes. To see them, you'll think they're too good to be true, these spectacular, fabulous prizes. Well, first take a look at what Rhonda has got with its flexible, spacious dynamics, dual temperature settings from icy to hot, and its 4-burner crystal ceramics. Then, you and a guest will be boarding a jet to a 22-pixel designer and fully included interior set on a balcony state ocean liner. Or what would you bid on this fragrance from France? Or these half-carat gold kitty collars? Now, spin the big wheel for a hope and a chance to win up to a cool $1 billion. Win a premium high-resolution design, all resistant to wireless static, grinds pepper, adjusting from coarses to fine, and equipped with non-stick automatic. This signature laptop detachable light and professional stainless steel sauna, idyllic high def 34 gigabyte on your way to exotic Botswana. Plus, luxury handcrafted soaps in a bar as provided by Herschel and Herschel. But lastly, you'll bid on this spanking new car right after we break for commercial. Tonight's episode of the Clyde Always Show has been brought to you in part by the following. She's got a rubber mat and some spandex pants. She's puffing on a hand-rolled stogie. She's got a Buddhist tattoo. So there's a chance that she could be a bona fide yogi. Are you lost? Confused? Searching for meaning in your life? Are you feeling a little flabby? Well, look no further, because the solution to all of your problems has never been clearer. All you need is yoga. That's right, yoga. Go on, put a little yin in your yang and skip on down to your local yoga studio where some guy with a man bun will offer you the most affordable rates available on the path to enlightenment. Then you'll be ready to dive right into a big cloud of incense and mellow out to the cool sounds of a sitar CD from 1994. What's more, our staff will equip you with one rolled up rectangle of paper-thin memory foam plus a pair of pants. And not just any pants either. These will be the tightest pants you've ever tried to squeeze into. Hell, nothing says relaxing like having some burnt-out old hippie in an ohm symbol tank top leer at your mom's pubis for an hour. Now I know, yoga may seem like a whole bunch of glorified stretching, but rest assured that 97% of experts agree that yoga is actually, and I quote, like from India or something. Plus, it's so spiritual. Hell, you'll be feeling more self-righteous by the day, and all of your friends will positively hate you. As soon as you start to pontificate all about how great your sun salutation went that morning, they're almost certain to turn right around and take a long hike off a short pier. But what do they know? They're not a real yogi like you are. So why not try yoga today? I mean, what the hell else are you gonna do between chai lattes? Read a fucking book? Come on, grab your goddamn flip-flops and get ready to do a whole lot of bending over. Yoga. We swear it's not a cult. Back to the show. Hello, nurse. In ancient day of Hemingway, if ever fell you ill, or maimed in war and caked in gore, at least you'd have the thrill to set your sight on she in white. The nurse was sexy still, but seems of late the common trait in all the major hubs. Not glamorous, pajamorous, those dull and frumpy scrubs. No amputee would writhe in glee to watch her wrap his nubs. That flimsy skirt so hot it hurt, and Scarlet Cross eschewed. Once fetishized, now sanitized, all lifeless, plain, and shrewd. But worst of all, don't call her doll. Your nurse might be a dude. Thanks for listening, everybody. Tune in next time for another episode of Friday show coming up at the Marsh Theater. You should all come, and if you can't come, that's all right, but you're dead to me.
As my friend used to say, if you can't have it, all right. And now,
Who was that?
oh, he did.
No, his name. Clyde Always.
Clyde Always. He's always Clyde, and that's why he's called that. Mr. Owen Dunkel, our mini feature of the evening, is coming up now, so give him a round of applause as he comes here. And then we got Sharon and Rob and Hal. Then Jonathan, it looks like, who may come, and then we have Antoinette and Christiane, or Christiane and Antoinette, depending on how we figure that out there.
There you go.
Oh, move it closer this way towards me, like there you go. Now we got you. We got you in there. We got you in there. Let me just do it one more. There we go. There we go. Now we're framed. Now you're framed. As they say.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
What?
It's called Pace. The pace set on very busy Sansom Street. The pace kind of crazy, nothing very lazy. Good God help me to someday find myself, or maybe there is a person I thought I tried very hard to be, but could. Sonnet, February 14th. Valentine's Day REVs years ago, I was beaten easy, but it seems as though it were as no time has warped my metaphors. 40 years seem as though they were yesterday. I miss very dearly my mother and father. Time, it seems, only yesterday has made me its urchin orchid. Only approval can have any very little value to me. Only they could understand the way my life, a brown study from the beginning to the present day, has had from the outside its nowness and forgiveness. I still mourn and am. So cold the air. The day after the sunshine, so welcome after the mad stare of the bad rain. The roaring wind that came from somewhere around. December invited it to stay and say something. It said to February, my feet will not always be here to stay. Wily water squirts out of the lukewarm day that has tried its joy. Conversation is like a bubbling cauldron of ooze. Conversation in a little cafe is like a bubbling cauldron of ooze. Life is like this and not like that. I am confused, chances are, more confused than everyone else is. Sonnets 226:12. There is this day, the afternoon sun, the death of the imagination, no quiet all around me. Is the imagination the result of plenty of noise? More noise? The noise of the fire engines, sirens, is painful to my ears as a sunburn is to my skin. Some people may like that sound, the noise. Maybe there is no fire at all, but some people like the sound. Some people like to go naked in the snow. The rain, others like to listen to the sound of sirens as though they were listening to the sweet sounds that do not cease. A symphony by Beethoven, a concerto by Mozart. Vacuity. This day promises a trip to the morning, as quiet as a closed door. Honesty makes the day longer. Deceit is rife in the verbal barrage of infamy and wonder. I wonder, as I sometimes do, and I wonder what it is like to wonder and wander about the earth like a searching Daedalus. My mind wanders afar, my body stays put, as if my legs were chained to a chair. My mind wanders longingly back to hot 29 Palms, to the hot desert, to the seat simmering, almost creating a mirage. Old timers have seen some saloons, naked girls, water buffaloes swaying to the rhythm of the hot heat.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. Come around, please.
Very much.
Oh, wait a minute. Owen, you have more time than the regular 5. I did it right. So you got do a couple more there. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll do 2 more.
Thank you. I'm so sorry about that. It's like, yeah.
A quiet poem on a noisy day, after William Carlos Williams. Waves restaurants, the Bay Street Mall, funny-looking shops, wives with their babies. As I dock my way among the busy tourists, a slick gash of real life, as a papier-mâché sea captain goes down with his ship, the SS the Curio Shop, with painted t-shirts saying that you are as pacifist intent as the lapping waves of Aquatic Park. Street sonnet, the quick pace, the puddles, the buildings, a rainy sharp aftermath of the buildings, the downpour of the day before, tried to tell me that yesterday the sky was gray, to tell us that the sky is willing to tell us something about how to fear ourselves. There is a penance about sunny weather, as if it is there to tell us that we have let things down, that there is haste, that the brokers shall roar like beasts instead of juggling in front of sirens and street corners. On rain-soaked 6th Street, I am made to seem alone, non-adamant, my mind a street full of angels, as if my poetry is what I think people should have read. But we're too busy being precocious as a flock of sparrows miles above me in the sky. New rain. Another day of old sun and new rain. Another day of not so new that insists on itself, and not the new of the night and the moon. Pain is pain, and I am made insane when the sky was loose with dew and the frost is beginning to vanish. Canoe ahead. Your strokes are sure, as vain as the dark shadows on the ledge. Of course I am a sledge. Moods and feelings cannot be accounted. Edge my thoughts, they love voice. Prudes, stoods, all say that they are one with the gray air. Days of naysay, kin and kith.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Owen Dunkel, our mini of the evening. And now the welcoming rap of Sharon Scott Kish, our budding novelist, truth speaker, and as well we know it. Let's move you a little bit this way, and I'm gonna. There we go. And you are framed perfectly.
Are we ready for those little kids?
Yes, we're ready for those. We are ready for the kids.
Here are the kids. This one's called Whitey. That's what we called him. They lived in a nice bungalow on 27th Street.
Well, hold on just a second. The people are sitting around here. Let me go back to the 0 zone here. There we go.
Are we all in our places with egg on our faces?
Wow, you said egg on your faces.
Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Whitey, that's what we called him. He lived in a nice bungalow on 27th Street. Everyone knew them, the Craigs, older couple, the one son. Ladies always said they had Whitey too late. They waited too late in life to have their son Nelson. Truth is, he was an albino. Nice boy, kind of slow, but friendly. His mother, Virginia, pleasant. Father, Edwin, a streetcar driver. Always said he was not moving out of the neighborhood, or not moving out south just because the coloreds moved in. Nice folks, took care of each other. Virginia was very protective of Nelson, never letting him out of her sight, never letting him out without his sunglasses, although he would have come back in the house because albinos, the sun hurts their eyes. We couldn't fathom how anyone could be that white. We had one albino, Mr. Chester. He was a black guy, but he was old. At least we thought he was. He was probably 50. But this kid was white. Nelson rode a special bus to school, so our daily interaction with him was limited. Sometimes at night, we would sneak out of the house and peer in. Even in the house, he wore his glasses. At times, Virginia would let him come out on the porch in the evening, and we would teach him our jump rope routines. He really wasn't that good at jacks, but he tried. Nelson wanted to be one of the kids, but we were protective of him. He wasn't good at stickball. Hopscotch was a challenge. Tag, impossible. Jump rope with the girls, better. Always helped him with the boys. The boys always made him a bat boy in the evening, but sometimes he couldn't come out. We just would go over at night and share our newest books with him. But you know what? He was really good at catching lightning bugs. I mean, really good. The ones he caught, we would have him put in the jar. The first ones he caught, they lasted a few days and they died. He was bereft. We told him, poke holes in the top of it. And they're not going to last long. Ours don't last long. Then he said, I killed him. We said, no, you didn't kill him. Don't be silly. We calmed him down and made sure that he knew ours died too, and we gave him ours that were alive. We really wanted him to play and to explore with us, the neighborhood. Great idea. How could we get him out of the house at night? Virginia always wanted to be with him. That was not how our adventures worked. Either go out at dusk, after dinner, spend the night at someone's house, sneak out, and that's how it was going to happen. Well, every other household, we knew their schedule, and we knew his schedule. So we waited for Virginia to go to sleep. She went to sleep when we knew they went to sleep early, so we waited. I had a pajama party. We all came over. We snuck out the back door. Here we come, over to Nelson's. Well, let's see, how are we going to do this? We got to get him out of the house. So we planned. Tapped on the side window. He came out. He wanted to bring a sandwich. Nelson, you cannot make a sandwich. Your mother will wake up and she'll wonder where the hell you're going with a sandwich. We're not going to be gone that long. We're just going to have some fun. So we get him out. There he is with his Elmer Fudd hat and his glasses. Okay, come on, Nelson, let's walk. So we walk around the corner to Old Lady Whitcomb's. And that's a lot of fun, and she has a friend, and they do Ouija board at night. Okay, they believe in spirits, and sometimes they moan and groan. So we grab Nelson and we tiptoe to the side of the house. We get there, we get him on a box and let him look. Well, it scares Nelson to death. He falls off the crate and he pees his pants. Okay, that's the end of this. So we get Nelson back, take him back. He's crying, his nose is running. And we get him back in the house and we realize that Nelson has pissed his pants. So, how's he gonna explain this to Virginia? So we say, Nelson, go in, take your pants off, throw them out through the window, and give them to us. He does He hands us his pants. We say, get in the bed. Put your pajamas on, get in the bed. We grab his pants, we take him, we throw him in the alley, and we go. We got further plans for Nelson. And we told him, the next day we saw him, we said, Nelson, not a word.
Kids in St. Louis. Rob. Oh, he's bringing his little instrumentally with him. And then, of course, we have Hal coming up next, then Karen, then Jonathan. Jonathan is here, yes? Okay, all right. And this is his first time here? First time? Okay, so we do a special treatment, so you know. Rob, how are you?
All right, we have here, this is called phlegmatic. A naked creature upright walks. Mother Nature, a loogie hawks. All right.
I like romantic poetry.
Now I need a little help on this song. There, toward the end of the song, I'm going to start singing the words "no, no," and I need you to sing those words with me because I'm going to stop singing them, but you need to keep singing them because that makes a part of the humor work.
Is it good humor?
Man.
And this is called Hippie Man. He's a hippie man. He gives you hippie love. He's got a hippie life. He's giving a hippie hugs. He eats his hippie food. He's in a hippie mood. He walks a happy walk. He's talking a hippie talk. He wears his hippie clothes. He plays his hippie songs. He's gonna save the world with the power in his hippie bong. He don't get in your face. Such a happy life. He's crashing on your couch. I think he likes your wife. You know he likes you too. I think his daughter does too. And that'd be good for you, 'cause she sure likes to screw. Your wife is digging him. You don't know what to do. When she gets that goofy look, you know what she's ready for too.